You know, it's days like today where I wish a fucking spray paint addict didn't work here because I would love to just be able to paint my beard white. You know, this beautiful beard that I have instead of having to wear, what is this, wool?
This?
Wool shit over my beard. Now
That's in
double
your beard?
beard.
This is a big bag of asbestos, dude.
Great. This is fucking great. 100 degrees outside.
Come on, get into the spirit. How about a little, Merry Christmas and good tidings?
Get into the spirit.
Oh.
The spirit is fucking hot dogs and fireworks, my boy.
No.
It's the crack of the bat. It's swatting the mosquitoes.
We all agreed.
It's grilling up some ribs, getting out on the tube.
We can still grill. It's just Christmas in July, dude.
We're jumping to fucking Christmas.
That sounds like every Christmas in my family.
I worked on the delts so fucking hard so I could wear tank tops, and you bring in these fucking...
Kron, can I wear these reindeer antlers?
Yeah, dude. Honestly, me and Bones went classic. I don't know if the reindeer antlers are going to distract the people from an all-leather Santa suit. Where did you even get that thing?
I got them at the dollar store. I love the ring, ding, jingling, jing, jing, wingling, ting.
Why has it got a built-in harness? Does that help carry a Christmas tree or something?
Are you about to sell somebody? You know what I mean?
We can't get into that.
Are you about to fucking...
I don't have time.
Langley knock list over some poor damsel?
We barely got Kron back. It's a rough time.
Kron, you said yours is like classic. In color, it's classic. That I would constitute that as like a jumper. Like that is all... that is like an Instagram...
okay.
Follow me for a day of lounge on the couch in my little jumper.
Yeah, it's built for relaxation, so what?
It's a little loose.
What? Why are your pubes white?
That's a good question, Bones. And why can we see them?
I started on the pubes, and then the spray paint ran out. So whose fault is that?
I see what you did there.
Where'd you get spray paint at?
This is it. Okay, what is the event? You wanted Christmas in July.
It's Christmas in July, dude. It's a fun promotion. They're going to get people in.
Christmas movies are half off, sir.
Half off. Merry Christmas.
Keep going. I went into the porn room.
God.
Well, if he finds a Christmas movie back there, we can still do half off.
What Christmas porn movies do we have back there? Santa's Slut Tonight.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one.
Jizzle all the way.
I want to see that one. I haven't seen that one.
Sleigh Balls.
Oh.
Thigh Hard. I consider Thigh Hard to be a fucking Christmas movie.
It's a Christmas movie.
It's a Christmas movie.
That guy climbs that tower of a woman. All right.
You remember when I got that mixed up with Die Hard and that lady was pissed?
Yeah.
Shit.
She rechecked it out though.
She's a fan.
A few of the lethal weapons are like they're in golden showers, but they're also...
Mm-hmm. It's a crossover category.
Mm-hmm.
Candy King legs, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Guess we do have a lot of fucking Christmas movies.
See, Bones, promotion's already selling itself, dude.
Yeah, I think maybe he's in the right this time. Minus spray painting your pubic hairs.
Okay, so half off of what is already $1 rental.
Mm-hmm.
That's 45 cents.
Few more.
And
wait, stop. What?
What?
Who are we saying what to?
What we're saying to Dan's math.
Yeah, Dan said $2.
Yeah, no, 45 cents.
How much did this cost?
I take 5 cents to me. That's my tax.
But how much did you spend on these get-ups, Kron?
On the outfits?
Yeah.
Well, Dan provided his own because it's all leather. I don't know where he got that.
It's hot in here.
Yours and mine, $400 a piece.
Jesus.
Oh, also I put in the fine print, so it is half off Christmas movies, and then you don't have to bring them back until Christmas Day.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, so just missed the ideal opportunity of renting them out in December.
Bingo.
But wait a minute. Isn't most of our money made on late fees?
This waives the late fee.
I think you're an idiot. That's
Well,
That's idiotic. No.
It seems
Kron,
like
this
a
is
win-win.
a terrible
It
promotion.
seems like a win-win for the customer.
I'm going to spread some more of this asbestos around, so...
I'm going to spread some holiday cheer by showing off my white pubes because I think I pull it off.
Hey, I did not like how you put fucking hot chocolate in the coffee this morning. That was a surprise.
It's called a mocha, Dan. It's European.
Huh?
I crushed up a bunch of no-dos in there so you're not missing out on the caffeine.
Not tired at all.
See?
Pulling a double tonight.
Well, should we... I mean, I think we should throw a Christmas movie in while we're doing all this shit.
Yeah, maybe a Christmas movie that came out around Valentine's Day.
Sounds like a plan to me. I guess we'll just pop this bad boy in because this week on 5-Day Rentals, it's Reindeer Games. Fucked up the name of the show.
Wednesday's showing.
It's too early.
All right, we'll start now.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to the 5-Day Rentals podcast. This is the video store podcast where each week we take turns picking a flick that we think meets a fun, non-genre specific category. I am Kron Howard. I will be the host this week. Our category is Direction Erection, the films of John Frankenheimer. I can't go through this movie alone. I got my two best buds here. Couple guys who had better sex in prison. It's Bones and Laundry Dan. Say hey.
Hey,
I was locked up with a bunch of co-eds, dude.
I was going to say we were locked up together.
Women in cages.
You do have long hair.
Yeah.
So Dan was a co-ed when you guys were...
I still am. Technically, I'm going to community college.
Yeah, you never graduated.
I smuggled Dan into prison with me. He was tucked in between my butt cheeks.
How long did you have to tuck to be in a woman's prison?
I didn't tuck.
Oh.
I didn't have to hide what I got. Some women got some roast beef down there, so they,
We got
you just
we got
assume.
big hits and we got big
Yeah.
clits.
Yeah, by comparison, Bones was one of the smaller ladies.
They
in
just
the
thought I
yard.
was a loose woman. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, look at that.
All right, guys, we're not here to talk about extremely large labia and clitorises. We're here to talk about.
I would
John
rather.
Franken-
I would
Should be.
rather.
Well, I think we'd all
I
rather,
would
dude.
fucking rather.
5-day slits.
If you got a PowerPoint or something, we can delay the episode.
How long into this before you regretted it?
Me or him?
Reindeer
of you.
Games?
Oh, the movie. I thought you were talking about the clit jokes.
No. If this is someone's first episode, I'm sorry.
I'm not.
Well, they probably hit delete already.
Or like.
They got confused by the cold open. They didn't even make it to the...
I think we have plateaued on any likes.
Mm-hmm.
Even our consistent listenership is now asking, wait a minute.
Yeah. When did I regret this? When I paused the movie thinking, God, this thing's got to be almost done. And there was an hour and 10 minutes left in the runtime. How about you?
Within the first few minutes.
You checked out before I did, so.
Yeah.
This is a preview movie on all the VHSs at this time. I guess 2000s DVDs are rolling out now, but I remember specifically being like, I gotta see Reindeer Games.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this and The Long Kiss Goodnight are like together to me for some reason.
It is fucking crushing that they were used in the same sentence.
I'm not. One is obviously better than the other. Reindeer Games is better than The Long Kiss Goodnight, but no, I don't think that. But yeah, I was like, I got to see this. Like, Mom and Dad, I want to rent this one. I remember renting this.
Wow. Zero desire.
Really?
Yeah, I had this logged. It seems like it should check every Bones box, but man. And I had this logged on Letterboxd for some reason, and then about halfway through, when Dennis Farina showed up, I was like, okay, I fucking remember this now.
Mm-hmm. I mean, maybe one of the bright spots of this movie.
Oh,
Dennis
Jesus.
Farina popping in.
Fucking. The guy could bring cheer to a fucking kid's funeral. Like, and he is absolutely fucking wasted in this.
I think he gets. I think he brightens the movie up when he pops in.
Oh, for sure. But I mean,
got
on his
funny lines.
On his first day of shooting, they should have been like, "All right, we gotta switch this up."
Yeah, you're the star now.
Yeah.
The movie's about a
We're killing
casino
off
manager.
Affleck. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're pulling a Psycho.
This movie is pretty funny.
What?
I think it's got some good jokes. You guys are harsh on Reindeer Games.
It's an okay movie. It should just live on TBS, right? Like, that's what we're working with here, is just a movie that should be on TV every other week.
Dan, every joke has like 20% too much.
I mean, I Had Better
Like-
Sex in Prison is pretty good. Especially to who he says it to.
Yeah. But the movie's like 2 hours.
Yeah,
That's not carrying it.
and delivered from Affleck's not ripe yet.
I think
And
Affleck's okay in it.
He's already done Armageddon, and I love him in Armageddon, but I think that's the difference between what Bay can get out of an actor versus Frankenheimer, honestly.
I think this was just an opportunity to work with Frankenheimer, and nobody really read like what was going on.
Well, that's what Charlize has stated, right?
Yeah, that was her thing.
I mean, I get it. Like, if you had seen Seconds, you think like, oh shit, this is a super creative. Like, I'll sign based on his name alone.
Yeah, he did Ronin 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm. And
That
then
was
you
his
wind
comeback.
up in whatever this is.
It's Reindeer Games, Kron.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be playing no Reindeer Games with me. Sinise is good, right?
The movie has all the elements of a movie that should work better than it does. It has fun people. I think Sinise I think he's doing pretty good.
I think it's the bullshot of movies. Individually, these ingredients
Should work.
are good ingredients.
I don't know about that now.
I don't know. There's just
I've
something,
tasted it.
the fucking unnecessary like Dutch angles. Just like everything goes beyond hammy. It goes beyond stereotypical.
He's doing a lot here.
Ever since you went to business school, or you started going to business school, you've been getting on my nerves and shit. The darts, man. Why is that supposed like? It's meant to be fucking intimidating, and
Oh, he sells it.
Jesus Christ.
I think it's more like the Coors Light of movies. It's neither impressive nor terribly disappointing. It's okay.
I think that's offensive to Coors Light. It is a room temperature Coors Light. It is a Coors Light left in the fishing cooler over the summer.
I think Bones is right though. If you're like new to Letterboxd and you came across this and was like John Frankenheimer, Ben Affleck, fucking Charlize Theron, like Sinise, a fucking Santa like casino robbery, fuck yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only thing the movie was missing was like a record scratch right before his fucking narration started.
Yeah, bet you're wondering how I got here.
Yeah.
It only comes in like 3 or 4 times. I forgot about it at one point. And I was like, oh, shit,
there is a magic ratio, right? You can only do it 2 or 3 times, or you got to do it throughout the fucking thing.
What, like a flashback thing?
No, like...
He did it like when he was
narration.
at the end, which is fine.
Gotcha.
But there's one point, in the middle where it starts and you're like, oh shit, yeah, that's a thing in this movie.
I don't know. I guess rate my letterbox.
2.0 for Kron Howard.
I'm going 2.5.
All right, dudes, we'll see. We got a lot of meandering plot to get through, so
No, we don't.
I think it doesn't really go anywhere.
Yeah.
I think I texted you guys this, like, it does just do the same 3 beats over and over and over for most of the movie.
There are 5 or 6 sequences of are you Nick? No, I'm not.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, I am Nick. Okay.
Well, and it's like, I mean, for a movie that's over 2 hours, you easily could have got this down to 1:30, and it would have been, like, you only need that once, maybe twice in the film.
Yeah.
All right, guys, this is Reindeer Games from the year 2000, directed by John Frankenheimer.
This is such a stupid ass. This is the stupidest fucking plan. Like, who can...
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we'll get into it.
The initial plan, not bad. When you find out that that's like a 3-layer deep
I think
plan,
it's bad.
it becomes bad.
The final twist is unnecessary.
I think the whole prison thing is unnecessary. Just scout a guy that works at the fucking casino. This dude's already in for 5 years or however long.
I get that, but I also get, I would buy the, you're coming out of jail, you're not going to have anything, right? You're not going to have like any prospects. We're going to hold this over you. That I sort of get. When you start getting what it goes, I guess there's 2 reveals? Maybe 3 reveals?
I think there's 3.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of the third one.
I'm gonna have a tough time here because I want to get through this. I want to rip this fucking Band-Aid off, but I also want to shit talk so much. So Wednesdays I'm in my bad mood day. I'm getting it out of the way before we record on Thursdays. Mm-hmm. So sorry.
Bones, did you catch the writer of this movie?
Oh.
Was it a fucked up clone attempt of Shane Black?
He's gone on to do great things.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
It's a feller named Aaron Kruger. Also wrote Scream 3. Yeah, but also Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Okay. So, this movie didn't have McQuarrie to come in and fix.
Mm-hmm.
But he also got into the business in 1998, so this was like one of his first.
Yeah, this was something he wrote in early 90s, and they're like, what else you got?
Yeah.
This was the year, like, yeah, what do we got left over from the 90s, like, action shit that we haven't done yet?
And I kind of love trolling my Scream 3 thing, but also at the same time, you have Wes Craven, and that's sort of a live franchise at the time. Like, what's that initial script truly look like compared to its final product?
Yeah.
This movie didn't have Parker Posey.
I purchased Scream 3 today. I purchased Scream 1, 2, and 3 on DVD for $5.
Hell yeah.
Just regular DVD?
At the DVD bin in Walmart while waiting for my child to bathroom.
I bought 3 VHS tapes in the past 2 weeks, so.
So it's here, Bones, if you need it.
No.
Mm-hmm.
I don't support the arts that way. I support the arts by going to see fucking Furiosa in the theater.
I've seen Furious.
I'm one of 12 people, apparently. Thank you, Dan.
Not many in ours either. And I bought 4 fucking seats at the IMAX so we didn't have to sit next to each other.
Yeah, I was legit one of 12 in my showing.
Damn.
Pretty slim when we
Yep.
went.
That's kind of crazy considering how big Fury Road was. I wonder what the drop, too many years between them, or.
The big thing now is like trying to remind everybody that Fury Road didn't do the big money first weekend that we think it did.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Kind of a sleeper hit.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we open up on a bunch of carnage. There are dead guys in Santa suits everywhere. We see a title card come up 6 days earlier. We get some VO. Our protagonist, Rudy Duncan, played by Ben Affleck, he explains that he's never been too big on holidays. He's been riding a hard 5 for Grand Theft Auto, and his best buddy in the pin, Nick Cassidy, is in for 3 for killing some guy that was hitting on his girlfriend. Her name is Millie Bobek.
Dude, my wife's been riding a hard 5 for years.
Hey,
Lucky her.
that's average, dude.
Yeah.
It's not me. I'm only 3.
Glue a Lego onto the end of it.
We need to start shaming these size queens, you know? What's going on with your canal? What's going on up there?
Look like you're in a women's prison, for God's sakes.
How much time did you do?
If 3 inches of your canal's on the outside, of course you need a fucking 8-incher.
All right, both these guys, they're 3 days away from being released from prison. Rudy says the only thing he's interested in is getting a big cup of hot chocolate, a slice of pecan pie. But not Nick. Nick's lined up a sweetheart on the outside through some kind of pen pal program. Her name is Ashley.
Where are we at on pecan pie?
I'm a big fan.
I like it.
I never order it because I'm nervous that I'm pronouncing it wrong.
Well, are you a pecan guy or a pecan guy?
I'm a pecan.
I think, let's see. I think I switch back and forth.
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I figured Bones was a pecan guy.
How did someone say it before me? That's how I'm going to say it.
Yeah, but if I go into a diner and I say, can I have a piece of pecan? She's like, you mean pecan? Fuck. I'm tipping 20 and I'm walking the fuck out. I'm embarrassed.
No, you say, no, it's pecan, bitch. And give me my fucking shit that I ordered.
Mm-hmm. You say customer's always right, and then you start pouring the gasoline out of the can.
You mean Kustamer? I give up.
Hey, I was going to say gasoline.
All right, everything's
Sure it's filled with gasoline.
Is that in Furiosa as well?
Yeah, that's how they say it out there in the wasteland.
Hmm. So I could basically just kind of guess at what the movie's like at this point.
No.
Give it a shot.
Based on the 3 still images I've seen and the fact that they use gasoline. I bet there's cars in it, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
See?
Sand.
Right. This is going to be so dated by the time this comes out.
Yeah, it's already going to be on VOD.
I will have watched it on HBO by the time people hear this. Everything's looking up for these two guys. But on their way in from recreation, Rudy clocks this big dude named Alamo who's got it out for him because he's pretty sure Rudy ratted him out back in the day.
Can't believe he forgot about Alamo being locked up.
Well, I think we should always remember the Alamo.
Mm-hmm.
Guess that's the thing, like, whenever you choose that lifestyle, like, you just, all of a sudden, dudes show up to you, you're like, oh, fuck. Like, I crimed with that guy.
Mm.
Now I don't know if he's going to, like, stab me or want me to join the white supremacists. It's weird because he's an Asian guy.
Yeah, I think that's why I'm going to try to mist myself if ever I get sentenced to jail. Not worth it.
You killing. You're doing what? A year?
I could do white collar jail.
Oh, I thought he said he was doing. No, I don't want to do any prison.
No.
I think I could be
county.
a leader. I think I could be a leader in like a white collar institution.
Give me some county. I could probably still podcast from county.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd want to be associated with you, though.
Come on, dude. Everybody's got to have a second chance.
No.
Come on.
After you've done your time.
You wouldn't let me podcast if I was in county?
Afterwards?
You're not going
You
to
know how
help
many
Dan,
fucking
dude?
cool guests I could get on?
What?
He's down and out.
You're just assuming. What did he do? I don't know what he did.
Killed
Grand
a guy.
Theft Auto. Arson. Nobody was injured, though.
That's worse than Grand Theft Auto, bro.
Really?
Yeah.
I think stealing somebody's car is more fucked up than burning down a abandoned church.
Well, there's just not people in
That's
it.
that's a hate crime, bro.
Yeah.
That's what your fucking law votees have done.
You could have said abandoned factory or something.
Yeah,
You chose church.
you've been thinking about this.
It's just a building, dude. Just because some guy throws some holy water around doesn't make it holy.
A car is just a
Come
car.
on, guys, grow up. I only steal minivans from single mothers.
Yeah, they're already getting way too many handouts.
Yeah, I'm already paying for half of their shit.
All right. Once in their cells, Nick is busy reading a new letter from Ashley.
Well, that's
Guess if I did all that shit,
that's
I'm
called
going to
child
prison.
support.
Yeah, if I did all that shit, I'm in prison.
You've been legally ordered to pay that, Dan.
Yeah.
Nah, that's just a weird check I get, or a weird bill I get every month.
Ashley sent along a bikini photo. Rudy's kind of like, dude, you better watch out. Sometimes these chicks, they'll send a picture of their hotter cousin. But Nick brushes this off. He's like, we're in love. Can't you see that? Rudy's kind of like, the only thing I want to do is get out of this prison, go home, watch a ball game with the old man, eat a Christmas meal.
That sounds terrible.
Rudy is fucking annoying in the first part of this movie.
Why?
I don't know. He's just grating.
I don't believe that Rudy stole the car. Like, just the way that he looks.
What crime do you think he's in for?
He's in for Grand Theft Auto.
I think he's been taking like crotch shots in the park or something.
He doesn't look like a car guy to me. I could see him like pyramid scheme or something. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. All right,
Bones?
the next.
Do you not agree with this?
No, I agree with you. I'm also trying to be conscious of the fact that we're still in the first few minutes of the movie. But
Next morning, the guys are in the cafeteria. They're all having Christmas Jell-O. While Rudy and Nick are tucking into their meal, the dude across from them, he pulls this big-ass roach out of his food. One by one, all the prisoners, they notice they got bugs in their food. Uh-oh, we got a full-blown prison riot, dudes.
so
Bunch
here's
of
so here's to that point about Rudy and like inconsistency of character, right? He's kind of a dick to Nick for no reason about like it. I buy that he's probably just jealous, right? And he's directing that at Nick about the be careful with this chick, whatever. He's cautious and afraid of Alamo, and then Nick's like, dude, there's a fucking roach in my food, and Rudy's just like, come on, man, it's protein. I don't buy that. That's not consistent. A guy that is in for Grand Theft Auto, I feel like would have a little bit more of an attitude. Like the decision should have been, he should have been the first man. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, 2 more days. You know. Just way too much inconsistency just in the first few minutes for me to be on board with him.
But you would believe this laissez-faire reaction from a crotch photographer, wouldn't you?
Yeah, that guy takes whatever he can get.
Mm-hmm.
And this is that's Isaac Hayes, right?
Oh
yeah,
Like a
it
little
is Isaac
cameo
Hayes.
flipping out.
Chef himself.
Isn't he in like an Oscar nominated?
Did he win for
What?
Shaft?
I don't know. I think he got nominated maybe.
Seeing his opportunity, Alamo rushes Rudy in all this chaos. Being the good friend that he is, Nick throws Rudy out of the way, takes a shiv right in the gut. All these guards come in, they grab Alamo right before he can get to Rudy. Rudy rushes over to Nick. We get a real tearful goodbye. Nick's dying with his last breath. He says, you gotta get out of here. You gotta meet Ashley and explain this to her. Rudy gets back to his cell. He's all broken up. All he can do is kind of read through all these Ashley letters, stare at her photos that are all over the wall.
It was a pretty good prison riot, I thought.
There's an old cook where they throw a bunch of mustard at him, and he's like, oh. He looks real panicky. All right, we cut over to release day. Like 40 dudes are walking out of the prison. I don't think that's how it works.
His time was up, man.
Yeah, but there's like 40 dudes that all get out on the exact same day at the same time.
Maybe it's like once a month they do the releases. Maybe because the holiday's coming up, they bump people up.
That's what.
You know?
That's the only thing I could think of. Like they've adjusted a bunch of people to like, okay, you get out December 22nd. Like even though your date was January 8th or something.
Even wardens have a heart, man. Come on.
I'm just trying to free up beds for the new class that's coming in. All right, all these dudes, they're getting out of prison. Rudy walks by. He clocks Ashley. He sees her. She looks just like the photos. But he just keeps walking. He gets on the transport bus, takes one last look, and says to himself, "Don't you do it, Rudy." But wouldn't you know it, he stops the bus. He gets off. He goes up to Ashley. Says, "Are you Ashley?" "I'm Nick."
What?
Bones, was your head blown?
Yeah, I was confused because I thought I was paying attention real well.
What are you doing? Are you reading?
I'm prepping. I'm trying to pick which hustler card I'm going to read off for the continuing bit. I forgot to look earlier. I was like, which one of these reminds me the most of Charlize? And I think I got it.
All right, we cut to these two.
I muted myself. I made a motion of like, ignore me.
We cut to these two at a diner. They're having some awkward small talk about the weather. Nick apologizes. He's like, "Listen, about earlier, I was just nervous I was going to mess it up." And then in probably the biggest leap this movie takes, Charlize Theron, one of the top 1% of attractive women in the world, was like, "I just assumed you saw me and decided I was a dumpy loser. You didn't want to meet me after all."
I thought she said something like you didn't like my coat or something.
I think she says, "You didn't like my coat or my hair."
Which, her coat kind of sucks.
It's like a
kinda
weird
ugly.
silver.
Yeah.
It's very of the time, though.
Oh, yeah.
It's very of the time.
I mean, if I saw Charlize Theron in that coat,
Yeah, but you didn't know it was Charlize Theron at this point.
you ain't stopping me.
She's not really Charlize Theron right now.
Well, she still looks like her.
She's not even Furiosa.
90. What was the Devil's Advocate? 99? 2000?
Oh, this is 2000.
Was this after? Oh, fuck. I thought Devil's Advocate was in the 90s, but I might be wrong.
Does she come back in Furiosa? Is there a flash forward where she's old now?
We're not going to tell you, Kron.
Yeah.
Actually, she joins up with young Furiosa and they battle together.
So
Whoa.
far, the only thing you've gotten right is that there's cars in it.
So it's like a Back to the Future thing?
Yep.
Kinda.
That's fucking cool as hell, dude. All right, eventually these two, they hit it off. They go back to a motel that Ashley's already paid for. Her and Nick just start fucking demolishing the place. They're having sex every which way they can.
Hell yeah.
I bet after 5 years in prison, this gotta feel good, but you probably bust real quick, right?
Yeah.
5 years? I mean, I get that you're probably cranking off or something, but it's not the same.
No.
I just think about the housekeepers in hotels. I'm like, man, they gotta wear gloves, right? Like, ugh. Can you imagine?
Well, yeah, if you don't want to build an immune system, I guess.
I told you, Tiffany, no gloves. Keep cleaning.
Put my mouth on the mattress and
Yeah.
breathe in as hard as I can, dude.
First few weeks, they tell you to get in those sheets and root around.
Mm-hmm.
Take real big breaths.
Later, Nick is in the bathroom. He sees Ashley out in the living room. She's just kind of swaying to this music. He decides this is the good life, man. Why fuck it up? Takes out his driver's license and flushes it down the toilet.
It's a good toilet, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't think you could flush an ID card like that.
Nah, not today. You'd fuck your whole system
I
up.
feel like a hotel toilet, they want to make sure
Shit goes
it's got
down.
some oomph behind it. Yeah.
It's not just like a piece of paper, though. You can't crumple up your driver's license. How's it getting through that bend?
Suction, baby. I mean, if you're on the 14th floor of a hotel, it's going down, baby.
So you think he should have dropped a turd on top of it?
Yeah,
help weigh it
something to
down.
help it. Something to help it move through.
That ID sticking out of that turd looked like a fucking sailfish flowing through your fucking sewer pipe.
It went faster because it had a fin, dude.
Oh, yeah, dude.
All right, after all this banging, these two go on a shopping spree. It's completely funded by Ashley. She's buying Nick all new duds, making sure he's looking fly as hell. She says it's no problem. After all, I work at Beauty and Fragrances, so I get 50% off.
So
Ashley,
she's from this town?
I guess.
It could be a franchise thing.
Yeah, if you work at Nordstrom's, I bet if you're visiting somewhere else, you probably get the discount.
You a Nordstrom guy?
No, that's just like the first place I could. I think they actually say Lindstrom's in this movie, which is why my head went there.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've been. Yeah, maybe I have.
I mean, I've been in one before, but
I honestly couldn't tell you like the last article of clothing that I bought at a physical like brick and mortar place.
I bought a suit. That was the last, and that was probably like 5-6 years ago.
Did you have a funeral to go to?
I think it was for somebody's wedding because I got a Navy
Same
suit.
thing, ain't it right?
Hey, that's what we're here for. Join us each week, every Wednesday, new episodes.
Let's see. Oh, Ashley also mentions, hey, after we're done with this little, love nest thing we got going, we should totally go gambling. Maybe that place you used to work security at. Nick tries to downplay this. He's like,
Bitch,
nah.
I just got out of jail.
I should get a job.
Yeah.
Maybe go see my family.
I might be on parole.
I think if they let you out, oh yeah, I guess you would be on parole.
Like, I never showed up. I'm wanted right now.
It's kind of like 5 years plus. Doesn't seem. I think when they let you out, you should just be out.
I don't know. I'm not a criminal, so I don't know how this whole system works. I know murder 1, that's the worst thing you can do.
That's the worst.
It's absolute worst. Grand Theft Auto.
Somewhere around arson.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme of things.
But worse than manslaughter?
Mm-hmm.
Because Nick only had to do 3 years?
Yeah. So that's like way down there.
Yeah.
That's basically just snapping a few photos in the park of crotches, All right, these two get back to the motel. Ashley says, I'm going to go to the front desk and tell them not to bother us until it's next year. You better be wearing nothing but a candy cane when I get back in there. Where would you wear it?
I think you get a hard on and you just hang the candy cane over.
See, that's what she expects.
Okay.
You got it in your asshole, dude. And you're down on all fours.
You're trying to see how kinky she is? Use this as an opportunity? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If she gets on all fours and starts licking it, I guess you're okay.
Or if she puts the other end
in hers. Yeah, you better put the unhooked side in your own then.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be the way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess if you did the hook, you could have it coming up. And
Yeah.
she could.
You wouldn't have to necessarily be on all fours. If you had the shaft up your keister while you were standing up, she could like put the little hook side up hers, like if you went back to back.
Mm-hmm. And then you've got like a whole reverse.
I went to the bathroom to flush my driver's license, and I came back, and I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about.
We're talking about where would
this
you wear a
candy cane?
go?
Where would I insert a candy cane during sex?
Listen, it started as she tells him, when I come back, you better be wearing nothing but a candy cane. And Kron asked, how do you do that? And I said, well, you hang it over your boner. And he said, no, you got to get on all fours and shove it in your ass.
Yeah.
Now, one could argue that shoving it in your butt is not wearing it. Wearing it implies draped over.
I think if she walked in, he had a candy cane sticking out of his ass, like movie over. Like she'd be like, yeah, we don't need to use this guy.
If that's not wearing it, then what is it called?
That is absorbing.
That's
it.
Yeah.
The wrapper is still on it, so
We're not talking about safety or anything as of right now.
You're putting it wrapper in. It's got those fucking sharp fucking.
Yeah.
Ugh. Crap.
If you eat a Snickers, you're not wearing it.
I don't want it snapping off in me though. Piece of candy cane shooting right up you.
I mean, you just get two, dangle them from your ears, I guess.
That's not sexy at all.
Good luck pooping that out and getting it to flush down the toilet.
Mm-hmm. All right, Nick walks into the room. He's instantly attacked by a team of goons, most notably Danny Trejo, the guy who plays Samson in Half Baked, and their leader, Lieutenant Dan himself, Gary Sinise, playing Gabriel.
That guy also plays pretty much the same role in 52 Pickup.
Gary Sinise?
No, Samson.
Oh, okay.
Samson.
Dr. Sammy, the backiotomy.
Fly me straight to the moon.
Shut up, bitch.
Gabriel explains this is the score. Ashley is his sister. He's gotten to read a few of these love letters from Nick.
That's embarrassing.
And he says, we know you worked security at that Indian casino.
Yeah. 5 years ago.
How many security breakthroughs could there have been in the last 5 years?
If we were casing out a dude who came out of prison, he's like, I worked for them 5 years ago, I think we'd all be like, maybe we shouldn't use this guy.
Well, you got a lock, you got a key card, you got a punch code. What else is there?
This,
Shit
I guess,
changes in security.
I guess this is all explained by the fact that this may or may not be a ruse, right?
Yeah.
Yes, if you buy it.
But you don't think that yet while you're watching the movie.
You stop it.
You stop that.
You don't
stop
tell me what to
jumping.
not think.
You not thinking that
I'll
yet.
think whatever I want. I got this candy cane where I want it.
Well, you got a candy king under your armpit.
That's not wearing it.
What is that, holding it?
That's holding it.
The only place to wear a candy king is your wiener.
Oh, your wiener or your ear.
Put it on a finger.
You can hang it from your owl. Yeah, you get fucking a whole bunch on your fingers.
All right. Technically, sure. You can let it hang out of your
If
mouth.
If you had a septum piercing and you put a candy cane through there, would that be wearing it?
That's wearing it.
Okay, that's being inserted in a hole. How is it not wearing it if I showed up my ass?
Boy, it really sounds like you want to shove
because
a candy
the
cane
part
up your
going
ass.
up your ass isn't coming back out somewhere.
Why do you think I keep squirming during this record, Dan?
How long has that candy
You
cane been
broke
in
it.
there?
You broke it, didn't you?
It doesn't matter, dude. It'll come out. If I push hard enough. I was trying to get the hook in, too. It snapped.
Do you go straight in first or hook first?
You don't go hook first. You use that to pull it out.
All right, where am I?
I guess, yeah, technically that makes a lot of sense.
Gabriel says that Ashley is his sister. They know Nick worked for the casino. He wants him to draw a map and provide information because his goons are going to rob it. Rudy's instantly like, you dudes, you got the wrong guy. I was in the pin with Nick Cassidy, but I was just his bunkmate. He got killed. I saw an opportunity. I took it. Gabriel throws Rudy on the ground, puts a gun to his head, and asks Ashley, is this Nick Cassidy? Finally, she's like, yeah, that's him. Gabriel leans over Rudy and says, don't play no reindeer games with me.
Take a shot.
They said the title in the
That's
movie.
the title of the movie.
Add a star to your fucking rating.
Don't worry.
Reindeer Games was
it'll be gone
initially
in a few
meant
minutes.
to be playful games. And then over time, it's turned into
Deception?
Deception, which is also the European title for this movie.
Is Deception?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard anyone use the phrase reindeer games outside of in that song where Rudolph plays them.
They say Reindeer Games?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't let him in, or they wouldn't let him play.
Join in on all the reindeer games.
Like hide the candy cane.
Gabriel tells the goons load Nick in the back of the big rig. He's got a fucking big rig, guys.
Kron. It's got a smut wall and a big rig.
And a pretty sweet paint job on this big rig. It's like a zombie guy on the front and a bunch of flames and shit on the back of it.
And Gary Sinise's nickname is Monster. That's pretty cool.
Are you not entertained, Bones?
How is this not a 3.0?
How's it not working for you, dude?
How is this not a fucking fine candy cane just shoved right in there?
This is a candy cane up your pee hole. This is
This is fucking. After I watch Die Hard, I'm immediately watching Reindeer Games.
In the back of the big rig, there's Ashley, Rudy, and one goon. Ashley's talking to Rudy.
This is Donald Loge, right?
Yeah, doesn't he have that TV show? Where he's got the two kids. That's every fucking TV
Grounded
show.
for Life.
Home
Yeah.
Improvement. Oh, he had 3 kids.
Grounded for Life.
Grounded for Life. And
He's
he
great.
had, like, the
Great character
mob
actor.
brother.
Great in Blade. He shows up in Vikings. I just finished season 1 of Vikings, and he plays a king.
So you've continued the Valhalla Rising?
Oh yeah.
Would you list it as your official religion now?
Just Viking.
Yeah.
Nomad?
Yeah.
But you got to be able to tell me stories about Odin and shit. You can't fake it.
Okay.
Rudy puts it all together. He's like, you set him up. This whole thing's a setup. Ashley assures him that's not the case. Rudy again is like, I'm not Nick Cassidy. I'm just a guy that shared his room. Gabriel stops the truck. He gets out, gets in the back, reads one of Nick's letters to Rudy. Rudy again, in a very short span of time, is like, Nick Cassidy wrote that letter. He was in for killing a guy that was messing with his girlfriend. I got busted for hot wiring cars. I'm not Nick. Gabriel's had enough of this. He says, bury this guy. A couple of the goons drag him off, put a gun to his head, and finally he screams, okay, I am Nick. What do you want to know about the tomahawk? That's the casino. These guys drag Rudy back. Ashley says, I love you, Nick. Gabriel's like, hey, she said she loved you, convict. Why don't you say something back? Rudy says, I had better sex in prison.
I got an issue with Monster calling him convict all the time.
Why?
Because he's a fucking convict.
He's never been
Not if
convicted.
he's never been caught.
They're still running guns illegally from Miami to Detroit.
He's a criminal.
Which doesn't make sense to me. Why would you rob a fucking casino when you could probably make more money running guns?
Sounds like he's not getting a very big cut of the gun running business.
He's doing all the dirty work.
Well,
He's crossing state lines.
it almost sounds like there might be somebody behind him, working him over.
In
You
another
don't think
truck?
that yet? Stop that, dude.
I'll think whatever the fuck I want. Is this the part where Donald Logue steps out the trailer too? Which I'm trying to figure out how this works into the whole scheme. And he's like, he's not Nick, man. Like literally the whole time in the back of the trailer. Like
He's been saying it.
he's been saying he's not fucking.
I think this is one of the strongest bits of writing in the movie when he does do that.
Yeah, and that implies that they don't know about the. Well, no, they would know, right?
Well, I think his whole argument is just, he's like, I understand why he would tell us he's not Nick, but why tell just Ashley that?
Yeah.
Like, if he's trying to convince her, like, what's the purpose of that?
This is fucking. This is some Nolan level
But it goes nowhere.
deepness, man. What the fuck? Oh, we didn't know how good we had it in 2000. Oh.
Just this one scene, though. The rest of the
Yeah.
writing's pretty clunky.
Okay. Yeah, let me drop a star.
So you got one for the big rig.
Stop right there.
Sinise one. Smut wall half. Charlize Theron's goodies. That's at least a half of a star.
1 star for each nipple.
That's much. I'd say just 1 star for the show.
All right, so after this one dude is like, why tell her he's not Nick?
Which we do have some 1 star reviews. So whoever
Yeah.
you are, fuck yourself.
It's
With
only
the
fair.
fucking Candy King.
It's only fair.
Yeah, I can respond on my show. I can't respond on Apple, but I can here and shove a Candy King up your ass, the hook first.
Digitally. Digitally inserting a treat into your anus.
Gabriel's all confused now. He's like, here's what we're going to do. We're going to have a quiz about Ashley. If this guy's Nick, he'll know all the right answers. Where's she work? Lindstrom's Beauty and Fragrance. What's her middle name? Samantha. Ashley kind of like mouths this for him behind Gabriel. What'd they call her in high school? Bam Bam. What'd they call her in college? What college? What's her greatest fear? Her brother. Wrong. Drowning. Rudy's like, nah, it's her brother, dude. Gabriel's sold. He tells these goons, load him back in the truck. Rudy says, no, fuck that. You guys need me right now more than I need you. If you want to get the job done, I want a cup of hot chocolate and a piece of pecan pie. Cut over to the diner. Rudy is enjoying his food. Gabriel says, okay, you said on Christmas Eve, no security at the casino. Hardly any customers. Everyone's getting shit-faced drunk that works there. Gabriel pulls a map out that looks like a 4-year-old with had his hands broken drew it.
I'm not going to deny that this isn't funny.
It's hilarious. It's so bad.
It's literally just boxes that say like buffet.
I think a majority of them, when you zoom in, says slots. That's it says it like 7 or 8 times on there.
Rudy picks the map up. He starts looking at it. He's like, no, this is all wrong. The slots are here. The safe is there. Why do you got the buffet all the way over on this side of the room? He's like, your map is shit. Gabriel says, dude, I made that map last week after we reconned the place. Rudy's like, well, boss man was always talking about doing some renovations. Guess he finally went through with it. Rudy says, I think the plan's ruined. Like, I'm not the guy who can help you pull this off. Gabriel's kind of like, well, logically, what is the purpose of keeping you around then? Suddenly Rudy's like, well, I do have inside knowledge. I worked there for a few years. I know all the hand signals. I know how money flows in a casino. Says if you can get me in there, I can figure it all out. Gabriel says that's a bad plan. They're instantly going to recognize you. And once they do, they'll start backtracking the robbery and figure out you were involved. Rudy says, don't worry about it. They're not going to recognize me. Why not? You guys are going to get me a costume. Let's take a pee break. Shit. I was going to say all right to you guys, and then I was like, oh, I should just start the show. All right, here we go. All right, welcome back, everybody, to the 5-Day Rentals podcast. If you're just now joining us, hey, pull that candy cane out of your asshole. That's not safe. Those things can snap at any moment.
Are you using like the original, like white and red? Are you doing the like fruity kind? What's preferred?
I think traditional is a good way to go.
Yeah, I think I want a little mint blast up there instead of a fruity flavor.
I don't want anything up there. I guess that makes me
a better man.
Lame.
In this scenario, you have to, Bones. Now pick your flavor.
What do you
You've been
got?
bossing me around way too much this episode, telling me what to not think, telling me
Hey,
how to put
don't
a
be
candy
telling
cane
him
in my
not to
bum.
boss you around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're trying to put the shoe on the other foot right now, dude.
Probably a Starburst guy, aren't you?
Did we even talk about this being Direction Erection, or did we just jump right into it?
I think I said up top, Direction Erection, the films of John Frankenheimer.
Okay.
We can talk about it now if you want.
Oh no, I don't think he would want us to talk about this.
What do you guys think about this Frankenheimer character, huh?
I think he's a good director.
Long filmography.
But when I watch this, I'm like, huh?
Maybe this is what Tarantino's talking about when he says I'm making 10 and then I'm calling it.
Yeah, at some point you get bad.
Yeah.
How many did Kubrick do?
Well, count them up and then subtract Spartacus because, as Dan told us, that one doesn't count.
It counts.
It's
in the box set,
doesn't.
Dan.
You're a box set guy. I'm not.
Are you counting Fear and Desire, the movie he tried to destroy?
You came close.
Well, are you counting that as part of his movies? Because his name's on the front of it?
What was the other one after that? No, I think
Killer's Kiss?
No. Yeah, maybe it was Fear and Desire.
Fear and Desire was like the first one. The very first one.
Boring.
Yeah, it's terrible. But I think if we're not counting Spartacus, then you should not count that movie.
Okay. I don't own it, so.
What? That's how you're counting the filmography, if you own it or not?
I'm not going out of my way to buy Fear and Desire just because it says Stanley Kubrick on the front.
I would buy Spartacus before I bought Fear and Desire.
Even though Kubrick says, like, that's not my movie.
Is his name on it?
You own Reindeer Games.
Yeah, I own... To me,
I own
John
Pinocchio.
Frankenheimer made one movie. It's Reindeer Games. It's the only one I own.
I guess I only own Seconds, maybe. Yeah, I think that's it.
All right, these goons, they decide to keep Rudy around, but they chain him to a bed at a hotel. All the goons leave, but Ashley, she stays, and she says, I'm sorry. She thought Gabriel just wanted to talk, just wanted Rudy's help. Rudy says, come on, what'd you think was going to happen? He's just going to let me walk out when this is done? Dude's going to shoot me in the head. Ashley explains at this point that Gabriel is a gun runner, but he wants out of that line of work. Rudy says, okay, what was their last job? Tell me about their last robbery. Ashley goes, this is it. They've never robbed anywhere before. They could have done more with this, I think. I mean, they still robbed them. There's like not really any purpose of this being the first time around.
It's to, I guess, to make him a little bit more cocky.
Or I guess
That's
like
why she,
that they need him more than they would if they were
Yeah.
like seasoned pros.
and that maybe he can attempt to subvert them.
The dudes from Heat would have shot this guy as soon as he walked out of that prison.
Yes.
That was going to be one of my arguments of like, did Frankenheimer watch Heat and then to say, what would be the complete opposite of everything that these dudes in Heat would do?
They beat
Oh,
the
they
shit
make
out
that
of
movie.
Wangro at the diner. Like, they,
What if everyone in Heat was like just stupid, just a dumb person?
I think this movie answers that question pretty well.
Cut to the next morning. They got Rudy this cowboy outfit with a fake goatee.
Sorry, did you guys watch John Mulaney's Everybody's in L.A.?
Nah.
Okay.
Should I?
Was there a good Ben Affleck cowboy joke?
No, there's a excellent Heat joke. I would say that every episode has something extremely funny in it. Carpenter shows up and does an interview, like a good 15, 20-minute interview with him.
And where can I find this?
It's on Netflix.
All right.
He did it during the Netflix is a Joke Festival. So I think it was like Sunday through Friday. He did like an hour plus, and it went live. And they shot the whole thing and presented it live. I was watching it the next day at like 2 a.m. or whatever, when I was still jet lagged, but it was good.
Are you back yet?
Yeah, I think so.
You're looking American again.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank God.
I think I was gonna get out of there. Fuck.
All right, so they gave him this cowboy costume. Rudy says, well, boys, this is a casino. You going to send me in there with $0? The goons scrounge up like a few hundo. Tell him not to lose a dime.
Doesn't
Rudy
he say
and Ash-
something about like a cowboy going into a Native American casino? Doesn't he like talk shit about the costume?
Yeah, he says it's
great
like,
choice.
yeah, not very sensitive.
Yeah.
Rudy and Ashley, they head into the casino with a few goons behind to keep an eye on them. Camera kind of pans up. We go up to like the boss's overlooked kind of office, and we meet Dennis Farina, the one shining bright spot of this movie. He's the casino boss, and he's explaining the problem is snow. I gave you guys the casino experience. I gave you the casino publicity, but I can't bring you casino profits with all this goddamn snow. Back below, Rudy leaves Ashley at a slot machine, says he's going to go scope the place out. He orders a drink.
Kind of thought he was wanting to like introduce cocaine, but it's actual snow.
Mm-hmm. I don't know where they're somewhere like Pacific Northwest or some shit.
They're in Canada.
What,
but they're
for
supposed
filming?
to be in Michigan. Yeah.
Okay.
The movie takes place in Michigan. Yes.
I was way off.
I guess he's only been in Thief. What we covered?
Farina?
Yeah.
Yeah. Looks like I'm the Farina guy on the pod.
Well, I know Bones is probably going to pick What Happens in Vegas, so.
I'm kind of the Farina guy and the man guy.
Have you seen Ferrari?
Yeah.
I'm going to punch you in the ass so your candy cane breaks.
It's already broken, dude. Punch me in the stomach so it shoots out.
You seen Ferrari already?
Yeah. Car goes fast. What, that doesn't happen?
Congratulations to Ferrari on their Monaco win.
Mm-hmm. Congrats on your Monaco win.
That's for Perk. We're F1 boys.
Rudy leaves Ashley at a slot machine, says he's going to scope the place out. He orders a drink at the bar. Farina sidles up to him, starts chatting with him. Both Ashley and the goons clock this. Everybody's getting real nervous. Rudy gets out of the conversation by telling him that he's like, how'd you hear about the place? He says, in prison. Just kind of walks off. Rudy's looking around. He notices dumbass Ashton Kutcher is in the casino. And he happens to have the exact same facial hair as Rudy's costume.
Would we want to see Dennis's story of why he can't go back to Vegas and ended up here in Michigan?
I would rather see the movie starring Dennis Farina that is about that than Reindeer Games.
Kron, why the fuck did you pick this movie then?
I saw it once. I was like, it could be fun. I think it's fun. I think Bones hates it more than I hate it.
I can't believe Bones hates this movie this much.
Mm-hmm.
Is it just Ben Affleck, maybe?
I'm a wild card, dude. Don't think you got me pinned down.
It's Ben Affleck, ain't it?
I don't dislike Ben Affleck.
The Batman?
But you do in this movie, though.
Yeah. But I don't know how much of it is his fault.
Is he your favorite Batman?
No. We don't have time.
Second favorite?
How many Batmans did he make?
Well, are you
3?
counting like Snyder cuts?
Yeah,
Did he ever make like an official Batman movie?
No.
Batman v
he
Superman.
He was going to, and then that was when he was like, I'm done. I think that was at the height of his drinking problem.
So what, he's in like 2 movies as the Batman?
Well, 3.
3. the video of him like
has a cameo in Suicide Squad. What's
video
more
of him
scene.
putting J-Lo in the car and like slamming the door and shit. I'm like, that's real life right there, dude.
Yeah, how much of that is just he's just constantly fucking annoyed of being photographed constantly, you know?
I don't know. It looks
like I can relate to his whole like you know, he's got like resting dick face, you know? Like it's not whenever people make the meme out of him being sad, it's like I'm not sad. Like that's just my regular face.
Mm-hmm. Guy can't even go smoke a cigarette outside without somebody putting a camera in his goddamn grill.
It's like sad Keanu eating a sandwich, you know? He's like, I wasn't sad. I was just trying to eat a sandwich. And
Ben Affleck should not be this famous.
He's a big movie star.
You don't think he's a good director? I think he's.
What has he directed?
The Town.
Go fuck yourself, Dan.
He won an Oscar twice. He wrote Good Will Hunting. Didn't he win for that?
Yeah.
Yep.
And he directed Argo. But what other fucking movie did he direct?
The Town.
Getting the cow. I gotta buy.
Didn't he direct like a basketball movie too?
He was in one. I don't think he directed it.
MXB.
Okay. Oh. Most Extreme Basketball?
Yeah.
It's got like spikes on it and shit.
Is it like a mutated basketball like comes to life? Or is it like Most Extreme Beluga?
We're going to give you $50 million. Can you make it in 6 months?
Dan, are you projecting? Do you dislike Ben Affleck?
I think maybe I don't like Ben Affleck.
You more Damon?
I don't like Damon either.
Wow.
What about Gone Girl? It's a Fincher movie. You gotta like that.
I don't think he was. I think he was too old.
Gone Baby Gone is the other one that he directed, which is good.
That's a good one. I think Affleck was too old for Gone Girl.
So you like Casey more than Ben?
Yes. A little weirder.
And Kron, your favorite like famous brother is Randy Quaid, right?
Yeah.
It's not a bad choice.
But mostly for the political stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Rudy ends up following this guy that looks like him into the bathroom.
Wait, are you a Damon guy?
Kron?
Bones.
I
didn't mind him in Oppenheimer. I thought I liked him in Oppenheimer.
I think he's having to stretch a little bit a few times in Oppenheimer.
I think everybody was just so confused about the dialogue they had to say to each other.
Yeah. Where in the timeline are we during this scene?
Mm-hmm. Who the fuck am I talking about?
Yeah.
Trying to think of another Damon.
Good Will Hunting.
I watched that movie like when it came out on VHS or DVD and haven't seen it since.
Good Will Hunting is a good movie.
I'm not gonna say it's not. I haven't seen it in a while. I've never had the desire to be like, let me rewatch Good Will Hunting.
You don't see a clip of it on Instagram every other week, like a scene from that?
I've really got into rattlesnakes apparently lately. Just a ton of rattlesnake stuff. I'm like, goddamn, it's a big rattlesnake.
I could see that if you're like looking at a lot of Broken Skull Ranch content from Steve Austin, and then
Poncho and
yeah, we got to get the Poncho updates.
He was lifting the other day, I seen. And I watched it, and I was like, why did I just watch Stone Cold fucking squat press?
Was that recently that somebody trolled during Raw? Like one of their current superstars dressed up as Austin, and the music started and people started to freak out, and he came out?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
I would be mad if that was.
Yeah, I think that was
case.
the point. Yeah.
I think my algorithm now is all mud flood conspiracies, people smoking cigarettes, and vintage wrestling clips.
I'm getting sheds and like 40 plus lady fitness influencers.
That's not bad.
No, I'm happy. I guess I've told the algorithm like, hey man, I'm not 20. I'm not 20.
Yeah, I got a lot of landscaping, rattlesnakes. Yeah, there's some hot dog stuff thrown in there.
Getting all this,
I get quite a few hot dogs.
all this mulch hate.
Yeah, I've seen a few of those as well.
Yeah, quit digging me for my red mulch, man. Yeah, I love a live edge too. Okay, yeah.
A lot of live edge shit going on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all right.
We are hurting the landscape border industry. It has been disrupted by the live edge.
What are you talking about?
Too
This is
much
what I mean,
mud,
Kron.
dude.
This is summertime
mud.
talk. This is yard talk. This is what we should be talking about, not a fucking Christmas movie.
What's live edge?
Okay, so you're doing landscaping, right? You've got grass, and it's going to meet a section of landscaping, right? Where you're going to have mulch and flowers. Traditionally, you would put some sort of border, right? Maybe a stone.
Yeah, a little stone wall or something.
Or maybe, it could be as simple as black metal, right? Something to keep the grass from growing.
Yeah.
Right? The big push now is do a live edge, create an air gap so that grass can't extend. So you got like a 3 to 4 inch drop.
Of just
Then
like
add your mulch.
barren land.
Basically.
Like a strip of a strip of dirt.
That it was going to wash
So,
out when that water just rolls right through there.
So this is the grass line, and then you would have your mulch kind of come down like this, and then this connection right here would just be open dirt.
Oh, it's just like a tapered haircut into your lawn.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
I
and
get it.
every other video will be like some landscaper showing you like their tried and true method for trimming this. Whether it's the fancy little shears, like these sideways shears that they use, or they're just like, flipping their trimmer upside down and running along there. Also, using sand to level. Oh, yeah. I'm susceptible to that. I'm already talking about getting a
I've been thinking about it.
truckload of sand.
Good luck on your decisions.
Are you going to do the live edge bones?
I'm going to try it. I bought the tool.
God damn it.
You gonna be out there clipping your edging?
I don't know if I'll clip it. I'm pretty good at turning the trimmer sideways.
That's what I do on the where my property ends.
Yeah. But I
Flip
used
the
that
trimmer up
tool and I went across the sidewalk and the driveway, and I created a little bit more of an air gap, because also when you use the trimmer sideways, you also just waste line.
Yeah. Eat up a shitload of line.
I'm happy with, I have not put any chemical. I've not done any sort of, I've put very minimal effort into my yard, and I think it looks pretty good. Thatching is like the number one thing you got to do. You got to get out there with a rake and just pull out all that old growth. Let it flourish.
I've had 2 applications of my service, and it's working.
Right on.
Trust the process.
All right, guys. One of these goons decides to order a drink and ask the waitress, "Hey, when exactly did you guys remodel?" She's like, "I've been here like 6 years, and it's looked exactly the same the entire time."
And I'm fucking freezing.
This guy instantly races into the bathroom. He slams Ashton Kutcher up against the wall, who's now wearing the cowboy outfit. Rudy tackles him, briefly knocks him out. Kutcher gets outside.
Keep going.
What?
He's just...
I was going to ask which version he watched because I thought Kutcher was in the car. But you just said he went outside. So
Yeah.
You're good.
Kutcher gets outside. He starts darting around every which way. All the goons notice him. They start closing in on him. He gets in his car, but it doesn't start up right away. They open up the door. He says, "Listen, the guy just gave me $100 to wear it. You guys can have it." They see Rudy. He's taken off through the woods. All these guys give chase. All right. Eventually, Ashley helps Rudy. She kind of
Kron
starts.
We can talk and we can do another hour about lawn care, and skip right to the end if you want.
I mean, it's not a bad call. Gabriel's trying to chase him down. Ashley starts swerving the car every which way. She gets out of the car. She's running with Rudy. Gabriel's shooting at him. Ice ends up breaking that they're standing on. They ran out onto a lake. She falls through. Being the good guy that he is, Rudy jumps in to save her. That's about that scene. They also end up killing some old guy in a fishing shed. Who cares? He's dead. Back at the hotel, the goons, they drag Rudy into the game room. Gabriel says, "Let's play some darts. If I get closest to the bullseye, you and Ashley go free. If I get closer, you start getting real." Gabriel whiffs. He throws one right into the wall. But Rudy's all fucking still hypothermic. He just drops his dart. Gabriel says he wants answers. What info did that casino boss get from you? Something about a robbery. Rudy's like, "It was really nothing, man. You just thought I was some guy gambling." Gabriel's pissed, ends up throwing a shitload of darts into Rudy's whole body.
I mean, if Rudy's freezing, how much of this is he truly feeling?
And he takes these like they're gunshots.
Yes.
There's only one way to find out, Bones.
I could take a few darts.
Next in person, dead of winter.
3 darts is too much.
How many of these next in person things have we? I think I need to get stabbed. We got a whole bunch of this stuff.
It'll never happen. We've got a few more weeks on the show, so it's just fun to talk about.
Mm-hmm. We'll still do them. We just won't release episodes anymore.
Yeah. You guys can't go a whole week without wanting to meet up with the boys and record.
I bet you guys fucking loved when I was in Europe. Those 2 weeks off.
It wasn't terrible.
See?
Trying to think if I did anything with my time.
I just got to watch what I wanted to watch. I mean, I didn't have an assignment. You know what I mean? Not that it's an assignment, but
it is.
I'm always happy to watch a 5DR movie. Spend some time with that.
This is, at least the benefit is, limited listenership, limited following. But this is just for the fun of it, right? That's the beauty of it.
It's for us.
It's inflicted homework.
Mm-hmm.
But it's part of a routine now.
Yeah,
and that's what a man needs.
Even the wives are in on that routine.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like,
yeah, after
mine,
the third candy cane up the ass joke, they're probably like, "You need to fucking podcast already."
I caught a dart in the back before I walked up here.
Did you go,
Yeah. And And then I started shaking and shit.
He is okay.
He's definitely overacting hypothermia.
God.
His eyes are
the
rolling
darts.
back and shit, and like, it's too much. These goons, they throw Rudy back into his room. Oh, I think he pockets a dart during this scene.
Yeah.
That's important for later. Just remember that, listener. They throw Rudy back in his room. He's all fucked up, still suffering from hypothermia and dart wounds. He starts babbling on about Christmas dinner. Ashley is emotional.
If I'm holding this guy hostage, I'm not giving him his own fucking room.
Well, he's in there with Ashley.
No, he told her to get her own room.
That's later. Stop thinking about the rest of the movie.
Don't want to fucking spoil anything.
She asks, why did you save me? He says, that guy I was in the pen with, Rudy, I used to read him your letters, and I think he kind of fell in love with you too. Cut over to the next morning. Rudy tells Ashley, I need a gun. We'll convince these guys that I'm finally in on the plan. We'll double cross them in the end. We gotta get out of this with more than just being alive. Later on, the goons have Rudy review the map. He makes up some bullshit about how to get into the count room, says he can draw a map of all that. He also mentions there's a powwow safe. This is all money that Farina has been skimming off the operation and stashing away for himself.
It's believable. It's a casino.
Yeah. Well, also, I think Nick, told him shit in prison.
I thought this is kind of just shooting from the hip on Rudy's part.
The powwow safe?
Yeah.
There's a part later, I think.
Stop thinking about the rest of the movie, Kron.
Nick eventually says, hey, to do this thing right, you're going to have to cover all these doors and all these alarms. That's 6 guys. Gabriel's like, no way, dude. There's 5 of us. We're just going to have to do it that way. He's like, it's not going to work, dude. You need 1 more. Finally, Gabriel kind of gives in. Rudy says the only other question is, how the hell are you getting in there? You just going to storm in with ski masks and AKs? Gabriel says, I had that plan from the very beginning. Shows Rudy this hidden compartment that's got all these Santa suits in it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, wouldn't want anybody to find those.
Yeah, they have all the guns out, but the Santa suits are hidden. It would make more sense if you were a truck hauling Santa suits with hidden guns. That's just logical. Let's see. Back up in his room, Rudy's drawn out the final map, where all the security is, where all the points are. Missing piece for the heist to go down. He ends up using his dart to undo his ankle cuff. So there's 2 scenes right here that I think are, for this movie, provide some decent tension. So he gets out of his room. He's kind of running around outside. He's trying to get a gun from a vehicle, and he's kind of having to avoid all the goons that are working their way through the parking lot at the same time. It's decent.
Yeah, not bad.
Bones.
Yeah, it's all right.
So he doesn't find a gun, but he does get a knife, which he pockets. He gets back into the hotel, and he's going to slip back up to his room, but he hears Gabriel and Ashley talking from the pool room. Kind of walks over to listen. Ashley saying something like, you almost got me killed out there. Gabriel ends up kind of being like, it's killing me to see my girlfriend with this guy the entire time.
What? Oh, shit.
They're not brother sister. They're
they're
boyfriend girlfriend.
They're not brother and sister?
Well, I don't know. Probably like
brother.
a step.
It was way hotter that way. Even though Gary Sinise is like 65.
And 5'4".
Long hair doesn't...
it doesn't help him. And he's wearing like 3-inch lifts on his boots, too.
Mm-hmm.
This should have been John Lithgow.
Oh, he's like 6'5", dude.
Mm-hmm.
He'd tower over everybody.
Is this our first Gary Sinise movie?
Lieutenant Dan.
Yeah, we've covered Forrest Gump like by osmosis
20 times.
This is a good movie.
It is.
People are reevaluating it now, saying Forrest Gump ain't good. Fuck that.
I re-listened to the Seconds cold open today. It made me laugh. You guys were doing that bitch falls.
When who falls?
It was a low-hanging fruit, man. The reference of that newscaster
the news
that
anchor.
slips. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It made me chuckle.
Oh, oh, oh,
Oh, oh, oh. All right, Gabriel's pissed. He's like, that's it. I'm killing this fucker tonight. Ashley says, don't do that. He's fallen for me. He will do whatever we say. It was his idea to help rob the casino. Gabriel's like, he wants the money. She says, nope. He wants me. Nick's trying to get back to his room. All these goons, they start coming in the building. So now we just got a repeat of the parking lot scene as Nick's trying to get up to his room. He is able to get up there. He hot wires the key lock and gets back into his room, chains himself back to the bed.
He kind of just touches it with a knife 5 or 6 times.
Mm-hmm. That's how you hot wire stuff, dude.
I wouldn't say hot wire. Not twisting any wires here.
Well, you don't need to.
I would have enjoyed more if he would have just stuck the knife into the card slot and it would have worked.
And it opened.
Yeah.
Well, the smarter play would have been to put something on the door to keep it from locking from the inside before you went out the window, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I guess if the goons come by and the door's not locked, well, I don't know. They're going to open it anyway.
Yeah.
It's a good point. Contact that guy who wrote Scream 3 and tell him you got a few punch-ups. The next morning, the goons are paying the hotel bill. Rudy has ordered a bunch of pay-per-views and helped himself to the minibar.
That's pretty good.
Funny, yeah.
Gabriel takes Rudy outside. He throws him on the ground. He says, all right, convict, you wanted a weapon? Points a gun right at his head. Pulls the trigger, but a little stream of water comes out. It's a squirt gun. They give it to Rudy. They say, that's your weapon right there. In the back of the truck, the goon who is stationed to watch Rudy tells him to lighten up, hands him a bottle of rum, which Rudy quickly pours into a squirt gun.
Devil rum.
All right, guys, here we go. We're there. We're at the heist. You ready?
Yeah.
I'm buckled
Give it
in,
to
baby.
me.
Whole crew gets to the casino. It's Christmas Eve. It's dead inside. Farina's telling his guys, you might as well just get the hell out of here. Go spend some time with your family. Nothing's happening. These Santas, they enter the casino. They start gambling. Rudy makes a scene about this old guy who keeps stealing his cards in blackjack, like he's getting the cards he wants. He makes a big scene, flips the table over. Security rushes over, which gives Gabriel enough time to go through a side door into the security room. He follows Rudy's map, but it's all wrong. He gets to where he needs to be eventually. Fires some shots into the ceiling and tells them to shut down the alarms. All the Santas down below, they pull their guns. Security starts firing. We got a firefight going on here. In all the mayhem, Rudy makes a move for a gun, but another goon cuts him off, snatches it away. Says, I don't trust you, man. Gabriel, he's got Farina upstairs, has him cuff all the security there. And then he just starts shooting all the equipment. Down below, another goon asks a guy, what's the security code for the count room? This guy's like, it's just a key. He's like, well, Nick said it was a security code. He's all pissed off. This guy opens the door, but on the other side are 3 dudes with guns. They shoot one of these guys right in the chest. Looks pretty decent.
Was this Trejo?
No, this is the guy who's always in the back of the truck.
Oh, Donald Loesch. That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. Because Samson's the one that gets burnt.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Suddenly, a couple cops just happen to walk into the casino on Christmas Eve. You think this might go somewhere, but Ashley just runs the car through the door and kills both of them. Everyone gets into the count room. They start loading up bags of cash. Eventually, after that's done, Gabriel gets everybody upstairs. He's like, this fucker won't give up the powwow safe. He says, maybe you'd like to tell it right to Nick Cassidy. They push Rudy right into his face. Farina goes, that ain't Nick Cassidy. Nick Cassidy worked for me for 2 years. Cowboy. Rudy turns to the group, says, I guess you fucked the wrong guy, Ashley. Rudy Duncan. Guys, that's reveal number 1. It's been Rudy the whole time. He's not Nick.
2?
What?
Wouldn't it be 2?
You think, well, what's your reveal number 1?
That she's in on it?
That Gary Sinise and Charlize are not brother and sister.
All right, so this is reveal 2. All right, let's call these ones 1A, 1B.
Hey, you're leading us tonight, so I'm not going to argue with you.
I'm trying to compromise.
And this movie's so good, I'm like, I can't even riff. I'm just like enthralled in the action here.
Yeah, it's a fucking mind twister.
Gabriel loads up a shotgun. He's ready to shoot Rudy and be done with it. But he says, hey, dude, the powwow safe is real. I shared a cell with Nick. He told me some shit. It's behind the liquor cabinet. Sure enough, there is a safe behind the liquor cabinet. Let's call that reveal number 2.
I don't know. He kind of looks like, I'm glad there was one back there.
Mm-hmm. But I think they talked about the casino. There's a part later.
Yeah, but also it could have been added during the remodel.
Yeah, the buffet was in a totally different spot.
Bones, there was no remodel, dude. The Tomahawk has looked exactly the same for at least 6 years.
Like a Walmart that went out of business and they opened a casino there?
Has that happened?
Is that before or after like a mega church moved in?
No, it's churches after the casino.
Church or casino, same fucking thing, am I right?
Oh! Catch all that every Wednesday.
And it will finally be a indoor skate park.
Church and casino. Same thing. Am I right? You're gambling with your life.
Mm-hmm.
Gabriel picks Farina up. He says, open the safe. Farina's all groggy, but he does what he's told. As he's swinging the door open, Rudy says, pow, wow. Bad writing. Farina says pow wow. He turns around with like a couple Uzis and just starts pumping the room full of bullets. Rudy's the only one kind of prepared and hits the ground.
Sweet squibs, though, right? For this movie?
Squibs are decent. Give
Said
it
they're
that,
all right.
Bones.
Come on.
Sure.
All right, Gabriel and Ashley, they're able to jump out.
This is a giant, big budget fucking movie. Like, the squibs should look good. I'm going to give squibs props like on a fucking Canon movie or a low budget piece of shit. Not on this.
They look good here, though.
God damn, dude. I think Bones at a 1.5 here, Kron.
Mm-hmm. Farina starts chasing Ashley and Gabriel. Rudy wrestles with one of the other goons. There's two pistols on the ground. They both lunge for him. Rudy gets to his first. Other goon freezes. But he eventually notices that Rudy's gun is dripping liquid. He's like, you got the wrong one. He picks up the real gun. He's like, but first, I would like to celebrate with a cigarette. Which I think we can all relate to.
Mm-hmm.
He goes to light it up. Rudy blasts him with the squirt gun, which is full of rum. This guy catches fire, falls out of a window. Gabriel and Ashley, they leave in the getaway the car. The cops are in hot pursuit. Rudy slips out the back. But when you know it, they doubled back. Gabriel pulls a gun on him. They all get back to the big rig. Gabriel celebrating. Can't believe we took the casino down with the wrong guy. God bless us, everyone.
As he should.
Ashley and Gabriel, they pull Rudy out of the truck. They start dousing the getaway car with gasoline. They throw a few bills around. Say, this is it. We're going to kill you, Rudy. Going to make it look like you were the sole survivor of the robbery. You slid off the icy road and burned to death. Rudy's bummed out. He says, by the way, Nick really loved you. You were going to screw him anyway. They're about to load Rudy in the car. Ashley says, don't go getting all noble with me. Your buddy takes a shiv for you and you go around chasing his girlfriend. Rudy's like, wait, what'd you say? I never said anything about a shiv. I said he died.
Oh, shit.
Guys, this is reveal number 4. I switched 1A and 1B back to 1 and 2.
Well, if you're doing A and B, wouldn't this be 4A?
I switched them back. We're just doing numbers now.
Okay.
Supposedly, Frankenheimer really loved some double crosses. So if you could get that in there, he'd be like super interested in your movie.
Yeah, why not 5 or 6 of them?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's do them so much that they're meaningless, said John Frankenheimer.
Hey.
All right. Gabriel's even confused at this point. He's like, what's he talking about, Ashley? Ashley says, Jesus Christ. She shoots Gabriel. She holds the gun up to Rudy. But someone starts whistling silver bells. We see the real Nick walk around the side of the truck.
At this point, Bones was wishing it was Silver Bullet.
Oh, that movie's awesome.
I would love to talk about Silver Bullet.
Yeah.
Oh, you might.
But we got to watch these fucking Frankenheimer movies. I should have just covered it. I should have just done the plot for Silver Bullet. Made us all talk about that instead.
The question is, do me and Bones stop you, or did we just go with it?
Should we each have an audible?
I don't know.
Like a movie that we're just ready. We have the plot ready, and if
No, because that host spent some time on that. I don't know.
But I'm saying the host is the one that's like, nope, I watched Reindeer Games this week. Fuck it. Calling an audible. We're doing Silver Bullet instead.
I guess if the host decides,
Yeah.
it would be kind of rude to be like, I don't like the category very much, so I won't pick any puppet movies.
That's never happened, though.
Jury's out.
We could make Rate My Letterbox even more convoluted and add like a veto. Like each person has a veto every season.
Yeah, we should make it more like the plot of Reindeer Games.
If they had the veto, I don't know. If they had the veto, the person that vetoed would have to present that week then. And guy who got vetoed, you're next up.
See, I'm already confused.
So if I came to the table and I was like, hey, we're doing Schindler's List, and Bones was like, veto, then he would have to take my spot for the next week, and then I would be after him.
Kron,
No.
I think
I just fuck shit up.
I think this movie is like it's fitting that you're confused right now.
All right, Nick shows up.
Are we talking
He's
about
like-
Schindler's List?
He's like, guess what? I'm still alive. And this is my girlfriend, Millie Bobick. Reveals 6 and 7.
Twists.
This dude's like a double cuck, right?
Oh, man. Yeah, so Nick shows up and he's like, this is it. This was my master plan. I got my girlfriend to fuck all these truckers.
Yeah.
And then she fucked you too. And I was totally cool with it.
Should be called Cuck Deer Games.
Well, you kind of would have given away the big reveals.
That's also a porn movie we have at 5DR.
I think you just call it cuckold games, right?
Cuckold?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the longer version of that word.
And that's right next to One Flew Over the Cuckold's Nest, right?
Hell yeah, dude.
I was going to ask a question, but I'm not going to.
All right. Nick says, yep, I paid Alamo $100 to stab me, paid off a guard to tell everybody I died.
I pay the Alamo $100 every time I go to a movie.
Well, you're getting a $30 burger, dude.
You're saving cinema, bro.
A $45 burger and a $45 beer.
Totally worth it. I love eating my burger in the dark while I try to stare at a movie screen.
It just spills all over my shirt.
Smelling the combination of 40 different meals all happening at once.
And listening to people eat.
Nick and Ashley explain that there's got to be 5 dead Santas, and sorry, Rudy, you make 5. They put him in the car, tie his hands together, put the car in neutral, start pushing it down, out of the truck. Inside the car, Rudy gets a stolen knife. He starts working on his hand restraints. He gets free, but by that time, the car's rolling and on fire. He finally breaks out, hotwires the car. He yells, "Rule number 1, you never put a car thief behind the wheel." He throws it in reverse, rams Nick into the back of the semi. Reveal 8. Ashley's pissed. She starts shooting everywhere. Rudy throws it into
What's
drive.
reveal 8? That Nick screams like a bitch when he gets his legs smashed?
That's how he becomes Lieutenant Dan.
You ain't got no legs, Nick.
Affleck just says that.
He should have.
I don't know. That would have broken Kron's rule of...
Oh, certainly. Never mention a better movie in your shitty movie.
Okay. Those three don't know anything. Maybe one knows about action. There's two of them on there that are like, it's not your thing.
Are you talking about that big podcast that you listen to? Yeah.
And one of them needs to be turned down a little.
What are you talking about?
Off pod conversation. Yeah.
All right.
We're done throwing heat at other shows. Summer of Love, baby.
So after he hits Nick, he puts the car in drive. It hits Millie, takes her right off the edge. Rudy rolls out right at the last second. Nick is still alive for no reason at all. He's pleading with Rudy. Rudy just closes the truck up, throws it into reverse as well, lets it roll over the same cliff. Rudy picks up that bag full of money. He starts walking.
Now, the big rig going over the cliff does look good. Like, Affleck next to this big physical thing that is moving. But, God, it feels like a set, huh?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
for some reason, it just really doesn't fit with the rest of the aesthetic of the movie so far. It feels like they've been in real, tangible places. And I get, the logistics of trying to move that thing, but it just looked
dark,
off. Yeah.
It feels a little sound stagey. Like, you can really only make out the ground and the truck and shit. Like, there's no depth to anything behind them.
Yeah.
I'd say the one in, is it Blacktop? Looks better. That's a movie?
Yeah, Blacktop's a better movie.
The Meatloaf movie?
You just said Blacktop is a better movie than Reindeer Games? I think I got bones out of one. Fuck.
All right, Rudy picks up the bag. He starts walking to town. He eventually gets there. Just starts stuffing money into mailboxes. Eventually, he gets to his dad's house. He walks in, sits down for Christmas dinner. Reveal 9. We'll call that one the Prestige. That is the end of Reindeer Games from 2000, directed by John Frankenheimer. Dan, hit me with that research.
Gentlemen, Reindeer Games from the year 2000 was released on February 25th of 2000. It had a budget of $42 million and a box office of just over $31 million. At the cinema that week, that was the only wide release that week. Everything else was limited.
It was up against nothing and still lost money.
Yep. February... the day before Wonder Boys with Michael Douglas did open. February 11th, The Beach with Leo DiCaprio. February 18th, Pitch Black. February 4th, Scream 3 was released this month.
Whoa, another Aaron Kruger written film.
There you go. We did cover that Charlize Theron said this is a bad movie. But she's like, I got to work with Frankenheimer, so that's all I really cared about. According to Danny Trejo, the reason Vin Diesel was replaced in the role of Danelle was because he got offered the starring role in a little movie called The Fast and the Furious, and he wisely took that choice.
So that's
discharged from this movie.
That's what Trejo said. I had heard that he had some disagreements about the character with Frankenheimer.
Yeah, he was arguing with Frankenheimer as well.
Yeah, he fucking.
What if my guy's always talking about his family?
Who knows? He might have been able to fix the fucking thing.
After poor test screenings, Mr. Frankenheimer did admit that he should have been more open to reshoots to fix some of the problems with the film, as his original version based on Kruger's script had become completely different whenever he started filming. Of course, Rudy and Nick are Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer characters, St. Nicholas and Rudolph. And I did mention that Deception was the European name for this because reindeers are uncommon on that continent.
They should have leaned into the naming convention. One of the goons should have been Tiny Tim. Yeah. Scrooge should have been Dennis Farina.
Mm-hmm. If they don't know what reindeer are, like what drives Santa's sleigh for the French people?
I don't know, Kron.
They have reindeer, but Rudolph doesn't have a red nose. He just has a cigarette that is infinitely lit.
Oh, the dream.
A red glow.
Yeah. Rudolph, with your smoke so long, won't you guide my sleigh along?
But that's all I got for gentlemen. Or upon further research, a lot of it. Yeah,
who gives a shit? This is a
deal with the whole Vin Diesel shit. So
we're gonna re-record this with Silver Bullet instead, so no one's gonna hear this.
This is
ready?
This is one of those where maybe I'll insert a little thing at the very beginning saying, "Don't watch this one." We know some people listen and they get to a certain point and maybe they decide,
maybe I need
this sounds kind of cool. Maybe I should watch. No.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Well, they don't know our ratings yet. Rate my box.
Take me up inside.
All right, let's rate my Letterboxd. At the time of our review, gentlemen, the Letterboxd user rating for Reindeer Games from 2000, directed by Mr. John Frankenheimer, is sitting at a 2.1.
I have 2.7.
I guess we need to clear this up.
I have a 2.7 as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Come on, Dan.
God damn it.
Did you handwrite it?
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's a problem.
7-1. I forgot to line
That's
up.
why you got a Euro 7, baby. You got to scratch through that.
I always put that little line through mine.
Mm-hmm.
Bones. I got you at a 1.5.
Dan 2.0.
Bones 1.5. Dan 2.5.
Dan, you want to kick us off?
Gentlemen, Reindeer Games, starring Ben Affleck, Charlize Theron, and some other folks. Yeah, I think we talked about before, like, you look at this and you're like, holy shit, I got to watch that. And then you get here and you're like, whew, 2 hours. That's a long time. I think when you start to, like, you could poke a lot of holes in this whole plan that they've come up with. Like I said, I think this is the stupidest fucking thing. Totally unnecessary. You're running guns and shit like that. Like, I don't know. I don't think Ben Affleck's the right guy for this, maybe. He's all right. I think Sinise does pretty good. Charlize Theron, kind of a weird-ass role here. At one point, she's like wearing the sunglasses and shit. Looks very pale. This was Frankenheimer's last movie. 2 years after this, he would perish. When I seen the note that he should have been more open to reshooting, I was like, yeah, don't really know how he was like, this is good to go. This is a 2.0 for me. It definitely wears the 2 hours. And I don't know. It's kind of a disappointment with the cast and kind of the plot, which you read the plot description, you're like, that sounds cool. So 2.0 for me.
John Frankenheimer jingle time piece of shit would be my review of this, where I, working for IGN back in 2000.
5 stars, heart.
Wow. Guys, this was a first for me in that this is the first time I have fallen asleep at 10 a.m. watching a 5D rental. 5-day rental movie. This thing is an absolute slog from the start. Everything is just off. It is the worst kind of uneasy in that it's not like A24 elevated horror fucking art film designed to make you uneasy and question yourself by the end of it. It's not meant to be an experience. This thing is the absolute worst sum of its parts, right? These are capable actors. This writer has written capable things. Frankenheimer has an established career behind him. This thing is absolutely deserving of all the jeers, all the negative slack that it has gotten. 2.7 is incredibly high. Blacktop is a better movie than Reindeer Games. This is a 1.0.
Damn. Scathing review of Reindeer Games. Guys, Reindeer Games, this is, as we've mentioned, John Frankenheimer's last film. So up in arms the studio was that they killed him for making this film. It's not good. We've all kind of mentioned it. Like, it is too long. The fact that I paused thinking this thing was almost done and still had over half the runtime left to go. It's way too long, and they do way too little with the plot to warrant that runtime. It is a endless cycle of, I'm not Nick Cassidy. We will shoot you in the head. Okay, I'm Nick Cassidy. And the movie just chucks through that over and over and over so many times that it has no value anymore. You get to the end, and it is just a barrage of reveals, some of which are mildly interesting, some of which make no sense at all. Why bring Nick back to kill him a minute later, and then he's still alive, and then we kill him again? Like, there are just logical things that I feel like a studio or a capable director would say this is not working. It does have all good elements. Like, these actors can do good stuff. The director, I mean, I really liked Seconds. We know he can do good stuff. Like, all the ingredients are there, and the cake that comes out at the end is like burnt and ruined, and no one wants to touch it. I don't think I'm quite as down, especially as Bones is. Like, there are elements of this that I think are decent. Farina, I think, is really carrying a lot of, heavy lifting in the scenes that he's in, and he's fun. I think, like, Trejo is okay. People are doing an okay job, and the movie deserves an okay score. I'm going to be a 2.5 on Reindeer Games. I'm going to have to scroll down pretty far. Reindeer Games would have an average score from the three of us of 1.83. this thing would wind up at number 133 on the big list. This would currently be right above Maximum Overdrive, a truck movie. And hey, currently right below Blacktop. You got your wish, Bones. We have agreed that Blacktop is a better movie. Hey, watch all three of them together, though. It's a big rig trucking good time.
There you go. Blacktop's that low? I guess after this, it seems kind of low, huh?
That also averaged out to 1.83 from the three of us.
What did I give that one?
You gave Blacktop a 2.0. Bones,
Really?
You gave Blacktop a 1.5.
Yeah.
And I gave it a 2.0 as well.
I think I need to lower my score for Reindeer Games.
There you go. That's Reindeer Games.
Dan got a 1. I got a 0.5. Rate my Letterboxd.
Dan 1. Bones a 0.5. Ending scores. Kron 3.0. Bones 3.5. Dan 3.0. Chris 0.5. Murph 0.5.
Hell yeah.
I guess Bones will let us know what we're watching to end Direction Erection, John Frankenheimer, and the After Showers. Dan, get us the hell out of this episode.
Folks, if you're on the socials, please follow us at Threads, Instagram, and Letterboxd. If you follow the show on Spotify or Apple, please rate, review, and subscribe to the show. But if you really want to fuck with us, there is a Discord invite on every episode that drops every Wednesday at 5DR. So join in on the show and tell us what you really think of Reindeer Games. But other than that, I just want some pecan pie, man.
Had better sex in prison.
Pow. Wow.
Welcome back. It is the After Showers. Kron, the floor is now sticky.
Mm-hmm.
You took too hot a shower. That candy cane melted.
That's what that was.
Yep.
Well, I dried a lot of it up with the leftover asbestos.
Okay.
So I think we're good.
Okay.
Are we not going to ask him where he got all this asbestos?
I didn't really want to continue the conversation about the Christmas in July thing. So what I think
Old
is
buildings
weird,
are full of it, dude.
what I do think is weird is that he's now building a secret cabinet for all of our Santa costumes. Like he's gonna wait till next year.
So don't want
Because
people to see those?
he won't wait 6 months where we do this actually in Christmas. We'll do it next year for next year's Christmas.
Yeah,
and
Christmas
summer.
in July.
It'll be March.
Direction
No, it isn't.
Erection. It is time to put a bow on this, covering the films of one John Frankenheimer. I have been open about this being a difficult selection for me. Now, if you check Letterboxd, Frankenheimer's got, I think, 54 plus credited director slots. Guys started directing in 54. Did 20 made for TV, Playhouse 90 films. I mean, that's a third of his catalog almost. Dan, you brought a seconds. 1966, Kron. Far into the spectrum at 2000. I know you guys are pushing me into a corner. I should just accept it. Okay, we're going to stay in the latter half of his career. Now, it is interesting that there's a pretty famous actor that has not been on the show yet. And it's an interesting aspect that later in his career, he comes in and does this type of movie. And it's crazy that this movie still has a guy that's like still active and still working. But I went to Europe. I just got back. Those are cool streets, man. Cafes and stuff. One of the cool things I went to in Copenhagen was a design museum. Specifically tailored to, like, this was the design of table settings from the Renaissance up till now, right? And it would have these crazy table settings. And one of the cool things on there was they had a exhibition, rather, a private collection of these samurai sword guards. Now, I did not realize that those things are replaceable. That you basically remove the handle and you can take that guard off, and that's how you clean the sword. And this private collection had like thousands of them. And it would go kind of in depth that, you know, it would be the guard might signify, you know, their religion, their family traceability. That samurai may say, oh, I'm really into dragons, I'm really into trees. And it was really cool, the size difference, the composition. They had a little section for Ronin guards, like a signifier of like, I'm no longer with this family, so this might be just like a, you know, a blank one to signify that, you know, I am without a master. We're going to go to 1982, and we're talking The Challenge, Scott Glenn and Toshiro Mifune. Did I trick you? Did I show my hand too much?
I thought your Ronin talk was a mislead at this point in the podcast.
Went on a little too long, so I was like, yeah, we're getting misdirected here.
I've already watched this. Spoiler alert.
Started it.
It's fucking better than Reindeer Games.
I think you've rated almost every movie higher than Reindeer Games that we've ever watched.
Minus Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I somehow have less contempt for that than I do Reindeer Games.
Watch it again and see if you agree.
Yeah, this is technically in his latter half, but if you look at like his theatrical run, this is pretty in the center. So, being 1982, Toshiro Mifune, I know I'm butchering that name, classic Japanese actor, you know, a few American films towards the end of his life. Scott Glenn, he'd already been in, Apocalypse Now by this point. Still sort of working. One of those guys that you always confuse with like Lance Hendrickson. You have to like question, like, which one was that? Dan, had you seen this yet?
The Challenge?
Yeah.
I've started it.
Okay.
Never finished.
Stick with it. Interesting ending. That's all I'll say.
Does Nick come back?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
He's actually set up in the challenge. Reindeer Games is a continuation.
Should be.
Quite honestly, they should have made Reindeer Games first. It's like the Furiosa problem. Available to rent, and or if you know how to search on YouTube, there is a pretty decent rip. Only thing with that I've noticed is that whoever put it up on YouTube, they edited out the title cards. in the beginning, so it seems very choppy. But I guess
Probably to avoid some kind of...
and at the end, it kind of snips off the final shot. So I will rent and watch a licensed version of it to make sure that nothing important was missed at the beginning or the end, but I doubt it.
Well, and it'll be fun to watch the bloops at the end credits.
Oh, this movie's going to be full of boobs.
Boobs?
There's boobs.
Uh-huh.
It's been a while. It's been a whole movie.
We had boobs in Reindeer
Well,
Games.
you guys sound really excited, so I can't wait to talk about it next week.
Hey, it's John Frankenheimer. I'm going to watch it.
Well, you have to.
Well, yeah, I know that, but as I said before, I'm always excited to watch a 5TR movie. You guys know that.
It just seems like it seems like unfair.
Why?
Just the
You
balance
pulled
of
a laundry Dan.
the balance of effort right now. Like I
You
get that
pulled
I'm
a
supposed to
laundry
lead the after showers, but you guys are barely talking or engaging with me. Like this feels pretty boring. Feels like a reindeer game situation.
Yeah, you guys barely talked during Reindeer Games.
We had a lot of stuff there. We had Candy Kings. We talked about Scream 3 and Silver Bullet live edging.
Yeah, Dan's checking all of his live notes.
We did 8 reveals.
I'm involved in live edging.
How?
Let's just say it has nothing to do with the lawn.
Can you do that on Twitch?
Yeah.
Can you bring some money to the show, please?
People donate to stop me from busting.
But busting makes you feel good.
Sometimes I'll turn around and bust real quick. And then
You call
act
it
like I'm still
busting a
going.
move?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Is that what that candy cane's for? You shove that back up there?
Mm-hmm. It stops the bust.
Yep.
It's all connected down there, guys.
It's a beautiful system.
Do you know your penis is like the end of your asshole?
What?
Yeah, it's just one long tube.
You know you have 2 sphincters, right?
Is that why
You do?
squeeze your dick whenever you have to poop? Like you're emptying a tube of toothpaste?
I'm just Benjamin buttoned down there.
Yeah, because your boner, that's like, oh, you got too much poop in you. And now it's pushing out the other way.
Yeah, that makes sense.
This is the most dumbest show.
And if you ever have diarrhea, it's because you got too much pee in your poop.
It is crazy that your butt will throw poop and water.
Mm-hmm.
But your poop never comes out of your wiener.
Yours
Doesn't seem like a fair trade.
Maybe it's yours. Maybe not for you, dude.
I don't know if I'd want poop to come out of my wiener.
If I push hard enough, I can get poop out of my wiener.
You need to go see a doctor, bro.
Nuh-uh. What, so they can change me? So they can take my gift away?
This is why the X-Men want me.
I don't want to be like you, Dad. Crash and burn.
Savior changed my life. Crash and burn.
Crash and burn.